back. I am back. I hope everybody can hear me. Okay, I'm back because I didn't know that my live was on earlier. But I am back and I wanted to go ahead and do this therapy Thursday. I know it is different time zones. It is late and I'm actually supposed to be late because I got to get up and go work at the hospital, but I want to make sure that I come on to share therapy Thursday. And our word for the week was excel, and we were talking about pain to purpose. But also in the title, you will see release and excel. And so there was another word that is for today for Therapy Thursday, and that is called release. So I just want to share, oops, sorry, I just want to share some things with you. I'm not going to be on here before you long because I got to get some Z's because I know it's different time zones. It's probably earlier, but I'm glad that I'm still able to come on and give you guys the Therapy Thursday word showing up live. So for all of you that were on, you can come on back in. I'm going to go live on Instagram. So we're going to be talking about pain to purpose, release, and exhale. And for those of you who would catch the replay viewers, thank you so much for catching the replay. Thank you so much. Let's see. Hmm. Let's see. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started since I'm not gonna be on here long. So I know on our Monday motivation, we were talking about promotion to purpose and then pain to purpose on Monday. And I said that every week, starting off with our Monday motivation, that we would have a theme that we would just go by for the week. I did cancel the business virtual expo also because there were not enough participants that signed up, or they just still didn't register the correct way. So I'm definitely going to pray about when we're going to have the next one and to see how we can get more clarification to have people to register, because there was a lot of people that just signed up for the business expo, but they didn't go through the registration link. So for right now, I'm going to reschedule that. I don't have a date yet, but I will let everybody know when the business virtual expo will be. Anyway, I want to come and talk a happy Thursday. For on the East Coast time, it's almost another day. I mean, it is 11:31 p.m. my time, but in other areas, it's still like 8:30, 7:30, 9:30, 10:30, what have you. But I am here, and I am Karen Oliver, a master certified life purpose life coach and a integrative health and nutrition coach, as well as an entrepreneur. For the podcast, I know I've been promising. I've been a little bit busy, you guys, but I promise I'm going to get season 4 episodes started very soon because we're going into season 4. But while you can, go ahead and catch up on all of the seasons on the We Dream Fearless podcast, season 1, season 2, or season 3. So let's get started. So we are talking about um, pain to purpose and release and excel. So I've been talking about release and excel since Monday. We've been talking about promotion to purpose, pain to purpose, and so um, I'm excited about these words because we talked about Monday on Monday motivation how we don't understand that in our pain is our promotion. We talked about that. We talked about how we don't understand the things that we have to go through is so we can get to our purpose. Um, and I know sometimes it's been difficult for us, and I know sometimes it has been difficult for us, but we have to understand that we have to go through something. Um, to get something. We have to go through something. Didn't know something was on. It looked like it's fingernail polish. Didn't know something was on my lip, y'all. Sorry. We don't understand that sometimes if we don't go through anything, we can't tell anybody anything. But I want to assure you on today that the word release in Excel, it's time for things in our life to be released. It's time for us to excel in some things that that we've been holding on to. There are some things that need to be released that we've been holding on to. But now is the time to let these things bloom. Now is the time to let these things be released. Now is the time to go forward in these things. Now is the time for us to push in these things. Now it's time for us to cover these things. Now it's time for us to decree and declare those things so we can soar off the way that we need to, so we can soar off into our spirituality, so we can soar off into our natural self, so we can soar off into our main purpose and our main demeanor, our main identity. Um, and that comes along with having wisdom, having knowledge, having integrity, because we have to have that having knowledge, being able to have conversations that may not be so comfortable, having conversations that sometimes it's going to make us be like, oh, I don't want to have this conversation, but you have to have it. You're going to have certain conversations. You're going to have to do things in order enough to excel, in order enough to soar, in order enough for things to release, in order enough for things to bloom. You're going to have conversations. You're going to have to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You're going to have to say things that you wouldn't normally say. You're just going to have to be ready. We are just going to have to be ready. So we got to know that this pain and these different seasons that we've been in, seasons before, we've got to know that these seasons are elevating us. These seasons are growing us for the better. These seasons are preparing us and making us ready for the next level. And in this season in 2024, I know that we've found out some things about ourselves that we know that, we're saying like, hey, I'm not used to saying this or doing this. Like for an example, if you're in the corporate world or going to your job, hey, I'm not used to going into the director's office and the boss office and talking about this promotion, but I know it's I did the work, I researched, I did the work, I know it's time, so I'm getting ready to have this meeting. That and you're gonna feel uncomfortable doing that because you've never done that. You've never Some of us ain't never stood up for ourselves. And so we know that this is a time where we've got to stand up for ourselves and be like, hey, I gotta go have this talk and I've got to hold my head up high and know that I'm finna go in here with a clear tone, with a professional tone, with a professional authority and say and bring in your facts, bring in the results of what you've been doing all year long so you can show that, hey, I am ready for this promotion. And know that you and let them know that you've been preparing for this promotion. That's just like in businesses, in your business, or because some of us have more than one business, where you did the work and the work shows for itself. You have the results, you have the content, you have the marketing piece, you have the literature that you've been working on, that you've been handing out, that you've been working on day and night. So you know it's time for you to go to the next level and the next step in your business. You know, in your spiritual in your spiritual authority, you know that you've outgrown some things in your spiritual walk, and you know when it's time to move up to another level, because you will be assured. Your spirit will let you know. The spirit of God will let you know. Okay, you've done this long enough. You have to be confident in yourself to know that it is time for you to move to the next level in your spiritual walk. And even though that may be uncomfortable for you, you're gonna know that it's time because it's gonna be uncomfortable. So maybe that should have been one of maybe that's going to be one of our words too that we are going to stay on talking about, you guys, very soon. The word uncomfortable, but we're still talking about pain to purpose and things that needs to be released to us and things that we are going to excel in. And I want to leave this too with you all. We gotta have the confidence, y'all. You have to have the confidence to know that it is your time and that you're ready. Things that you stood in place for others for. It's time for you to stand in place for yourself. Things that you have, you know, prayed over, things that you have worked so hard towards, not just 1 year, but you worked hard 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and sometimes you feel like you're just scared to move. Go ahead and take that next step. Take that next step because guess what? It's still going to be even mistakes that you may even make, but you're going to learn from those because this is going to be a new level and a new step. It's going to be a new leap of faith and a new step that you're taking. But guess what? In anything that we do that is different, we're going to take steps with mistakes anyway because we're going to be learning this new thing or we're going to be learning this new area in our life. So but that don't mean stay still in the familiar because you like, okay, I already know this. No, it's time for you to step out of the box, release and excel. Step out of the box so you can release and excel. Step out of the box so you can release and excel. And I just want to share this too before I go. One last thing before I go. I actually had a conversation, was talking to my daughter, but before I was talking to my daughter, I was talking to my parents. And then after I got off the phone with my parents, because I was out after work, so we tried to get back in. I probably got back in the house like 7 o'clock, a little bit after 7 my time. No, I actually got in at 8 because I had to run some errands my time. And I was listening to something. Um, and I actually had to realize something about myself. There's some things that we can tell others, but then it's like the light bulb comes on, and it's like, wait a minute, that's something that I need to learn to stop doing, or that's something that I need to learn to realize. And I promise myself, and I want you to promise you this yourself too. Journal, 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 because I journal a lot, you all, but sometimes I fall off from journaling, but sometimes I'll just get my notepad out on the phone and do it. But journaling and writing down paper is so vital, vital. It's something about journaling in your books. Like I have a business journal, I have a personal journal, I have um a dating journal. Then I just have a journal just about me, just about a journal for just caring and the growth of Karen and my character and stuff like that. And even though, and I need to write it down, y'all, I have not wrote it down, but I was saying, hey, so after I had the conversation, I even had to share that advice, with my child to show them, hey, these are the things that we need to be doing. I was letting my child know these are the things that mommy need to be doing, as well as something that you need to start doing as well. So make sure that you take time to just sit down and meditate and say, hey, these are some of the things that I am going to do, like work on yourself. And then when you start doing those things and putting those things in practice, be like, hey, I can go share this not only with my family, but I can go share this with someone else because this really helped me out a lot. And this is something that I kept falling off from doing. Maybe you're not falling off from doing something. Maybe you are, or maybe it's something that you need to get back to. But I think that helps a lot and it plays a lot into practice. When we practice every day, it makes perfect. When we try to be a better us each day, that makes us perfect by practicing to get better daily. So that's what I want to leave you all with on tonight, this evening, in the morning, wherever you're tuning in from. Again, it is like almost maybe 15 minutes. Um, Pretty much left before it is another day here on the East Coast, but I was still up and I was still writing. Excuse me, I was still studying at the time and meditating and having deep conversations. And I want to share that too. Make sure that you have those deep, I think I said it earlier in my life, but make sure you have those deep conversations that may not be so uncomfortable. And you may not want to talk about it, but I promise you, it'll do you some good if you talk about it. That's why you need to release so you can excel. And that's why we're still, and our theme for this week is still pain of purpose. So don't be surprised because I may come back on tomorrow on TGIF Friday and share some more about releasing Excel before we close out the week. But make sure you do some of those exercises and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Tell me how that is going to help you. And also, I would love to hear you all's wins and ideas and stuff for the week. Even if even if you don't think it's a win, it probably is a win for you because we already know that mistakes help us to grow. So don't say that you didn't have any wins for this week. So I would love to hear from you and let me know how this message helped you as well. Let me know where you're tuning in from. You can put it in the comments and feel free to share this live. Again, happy Therapy Thursday, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you all so much for tuning in and tuning in to the replay. Talk to you soon.